Hi everybody, this is Ben with B and E Graphix. Eric and I put a lot of work into this new website and we decided it'd be a really good idea to do a tutorial video and show off the new lettering tool and the decal tool. So what I'm going to do is walk through some of the new features on the website, things that are different from the old one. Pretty much going to assume that you've been to the old site before, so I won't really touch on the concepts, but probably try and highlight the stuff that we've added, some of the new stuff. So let's start off. Let's click on the lettering button at the top, and this is the new website, which is right at this moment not active, but will be here very shortly. And when you go to the lettering page, you'll see at the bottom here we've got some samples of things you can do on the new tool, and a lot of this is new. On the old site you could only do an outline and a shadow. On the new site it's pretty much unlimited outlines and shadows, and we've also added gradients, which is it allows you to make some really neat stuff, as you can see below. And we've added one particular effect that really adds to these decals. It's the bevel effect. So I'll show that here also. So I just click the Design Now button, and you can see the tool looks quite a bit different than it did before. But right off the bat, you can just come here in the text box and you can start typing. So let's just type Edge 540. And different than the old tool, you don't have to click outside the box, it just fills it in for you. You also get this nice little ruler down here at the bottom that shows you exactly the size of your decal. So we'll come over to font and color, and first off you hit view fonts. This is sort of new. It's going to show you this text with all the fonts that are installed in the site. So you can come through here, find one you want, you just click it, and it's applied it. And then we can come down to colors. Of course, you've got all the standard colors. We haven't really added any new colors in the site yet, but that could be coming. So I'm going to click diamond plate here. And then this is new, linear gradient. So you hit linear gradient, a gradient fades one color to another, and it doesn't necessarily have to be just one color to another, it can be multiple colors. So we've got the easy gradients box checked, and if I change this color, it's actually changing the bottom color, and then this box will change the top color. This is the easy gradient feature. This is for somebody that's just not really familiar with how a gradient slider works. But if you uncheck this box, you actually get a gradient slider that you see in like a graphic editing program. So there's two features of the slider. If you hit the swatch right here, you actually get a real color palette. And I want to emphasize, when you order this, we're going by the HTML code that's down here, and it's reproduced as printed. It's printed on vinyl, reproduced. So what you see on your monitor may not mimic exactly what's printed. So be sure to contact us if you got any questions on that. So I'm going to slide this around, and let's just play with this here and get a color. I'm going to click off of it, and you can see it just changed it. I'm going to click over here. Let's click white. Okay, so right now this really isn't benefiting us at all, but where the advanced slider comes in, you can slide this over and you can add another stop right here. So you basically can add as many stops as you want, and you can also slide these stops close to each other, and you can do some really neat stuff. So let's slide that in. We'll slide this one in, and let's maybe make it black, and we'll make this one black also. And you get kind of a metal effect when you do that. It looks really neat. So that's the gradients. And the last part of the gradients, there's also a radial gradient, which a radial gradient starts from, imagine a circle and there's one color emanating from the middle outwards in all directions. So everything works the same, but it's just a radial gradient. So same thing, you can also have the color sliders here the same as I showed before. Okay, so let's move on to the preset styles. So say you're not real creative or you just need some inspiration, you can always go into our gallery at the top here, but you can also hit this Browse Styles button. What this does, this is pre-designed styles that we've loaded into the website, and it's these predetermined effects. So it takes whatever text you've typed in and it lets you pick from one of these neat styles here. So if you click this, it's going to basically overwrite everything you just did. So I'm just going to click this Edge 540 here, and you can see that looks pretty cool, but it's actually taken everything I just did and overwrote it with this. There's really no way to go back, so be sure that when you click that, you're ready to, you know, commit to this style. So this has just done a whole bunch of stuff for us. It's applied a linear gradient, red to yellow. That looks right. It's done that. It's actually done an outline for us, advanced outline. There's two outlines on this, and it's also turned on the bevel effect. So let's look at what the bevel effect does. If we uncheck it here, you can see it's got kind of a flat appearance. And when you check the bevel effect, it adds kind of a, it's a bevel effect. It looks more three-dimensional. And this is a printed effect. If you select this effect, your lettering will be printed. So, be sure if you pick, this one has carbon fiber on it, it appears, but that carbon fiber would be printed instead of cut out of normal cut vinyl. So it's printed on white vinyl, and then it's one solid decal, one layer. I also want to show on this page that there's this advanced outlines option here. You can either do easy outline and shadow, or you can do advanced outlines. Easy outlines, you basically have the checkbox just outline or shadow. If you look at advanced outlines, if you click outline 1 right here, it pops up the same color selection window that we've seen throughout here, and it looks like we're editing the carbon fiber, which is the first outline you see here. So if I want to make that a little bit thicker, I'll just click that up. See, I can click it back down also. So that's editing that outline, and I'll click outline 2. That's actually this outer outline here. It's white currently, but let's play with that here. Let's make it aluminum, and that didn't really do much. So let's make it holographic blue. Okay, so you can see changing that outline. You can up it here. I can insert in between, before or after. So let's add a third outline. Make it black. And you can see it there if I turn the bevel off. Yeah, it looks kind of crazy. So that's the advanced outline tool. That's going to allow you to do a whole lot, but for most people, I think the easy outline will be probably what you want to use. It'll be quite a bit simpler, but you can basically add as many outlines as you want to your decal. Once you get this many outlines, we're really going to have to print it. At that point, it becomes too difficult to lay up 4 and 5 colors like this. So most likely this would be printed decal. Okay, so some other things that are going on here. I'm just going to refresh the page so we get a fresh new design here, and I'm going to walk you through some of the other things on this page. So say you just want an outline, here's the outline box. There's some extra stuff in here that was not on the old site. Of course, you can hit the rounded corners. You want sharp corners. And same thing on the colors. We got the exact same color controls that I showed on the previous tab. So you can do a linear gradient, or you can do solid colors. So let's click one here. Okay. And same thing, shadows. Same color controls. It's a few extra options, so you can tweak the direction of the shadow right here. And you can also fine tune it if you want it just in a specific spot. Okay. and then we can turn the bevel on. You can always turn the bevel on. If you want to make sure you're getting a solid cut vinyl decal, which means that instead of printing out this decal in one piece of vinyl, if you definitely want this holographic film like is on this one, this glitter effect, we have to lay up the vinyl in multiple layers. You need to select this cut vinyl option over here on the right, and that tells us that you want layered vinyl instead of one decal, and the tool will tell you if you can do that or not. So I'm going to turn inner bevel on. I'm going to select that option. It's basically telling me I can't do that, and that's right, because in order to do inner bevel we have to print it. Okay, next I'm going to show some of the effects here at the top, and these are sort of warping effects that you can do some really neat things. You can actually combine them. Some of them work okay when you start adding them together, but some don't. But we'll go ahead and we'll try the arch up, and just like it says, it arches your text up. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the X here and clear that effect, because you'll see we can actually chain effects together and do unique things. So there's a fade right, and let's put an arch on top of it. So that's kind of cool. You can do some interesting things. Some of them work together, some don't. We've just kind of given you the flexibility to do what you want with those. The main two that are really popular, arch up and arch down. So you can do arch text. Just keep in mind the size is the overall size of your decal, and the rulers show it really clearly here. And lastly, it's helpful sometimes to see the background color you're ordering. So you can switch this box here. It just shows you what your decal looks like on a particular colored surface. So that's just what that looks like, and if you want to reset that, just go down to transparent. And let me reset this one more time here. And over on the right, something else that's new is the maintain proportion button. So on the old site, you could not order this decal. Say you wanted it 4 inches tall and you wanted to keep the 21.6 wide. So let's try that. I'm going to put 4 and just click off here. You can see the size actually changed, so it kept the proportion of this decal. So if you uncheck this box, you can force it to a particular size. And what it did, it stretched it. Because you've changed the proportion, the decal is going to be stretched up. It's going to be stretched up or stretched down. So that's the effect the proportion has. It's good if you just need a specific size. So once you're done though, you can hit add to cart, and it's going to put the graphic in the cart for you. Okay, so that's the new lettering tool. What we're going to show you now is the RC logo tool, and let's just go in and we'll click through the decals here. Let's go to we'll just go to the DA flame decal, and very similar to the old site, but we've added these same new color controls to the decal designer, and we've also added an outline feature. Actually, you can do 2 outlines on top of the normal setup that was already in the decal. So this decal has 4 layers on it. It's one of the more complicated decals that we offer, and each layer you can customize the color on here directly. So I'll just change that to green. That's the DA logo in the middle, and same thing as before on the lettering tool. You can actually change the background color, make it a little bit easier to see. You might have a red plane, so you can just see how that decal is going to look exactly on your surface. So let's enable the outline though. And what we've done, we've said on this decal that some of them have outlines enabled, some of them don't. This one does, but as a rule, the outline is going to be at the bottom of the decal, and it's going to outline probably the whole thing. So this one, you can see you can do a pretty neat outline on the entire decal. And let's just click over here. We'll make it carbon fiber, and that looks pretty neat. And this is, you can actually do another outline, so we could up the thickness even more. You can see that's really complicated decal, but there you go. So that's pretty neat looking. And then we also have the inner bevel feature on the decals, so I'll turn that on there. So next to the lettering tool, a lot of the features are over here also. You've also got the easy gradients and the advanced gradient slider here, so it works exactly the same as in the lettering tool. And the sizing, can't change the proportion here because that gets a little bit too complicated, and as a rule you don't want to change the proportion of these manufacturer logos. So you can type your size in here and it automatically adjusts. Okay, so that's pretty much the features of the new decal tool. I just really skimmed over it because most of it is from the lettering tool. It's the same color features, but you're going to be able to do a lot more designs, unique designs in this new tool. There's one other thing I wanted to touch on. We go back to the desert aircraft category. You'll see in here we've actually removed all the two color decals, or one color. You might see one color mentioned, but the reason we did that is because, say this powered by DA, another fairly popular decal, if you just want this as one color, you just come down here and where it says enable outline, you just need to uncheck that box. Now this is a one color decal, so you could just come in here, say you want it red, just pick red. You're just going to get one color, or you could, on the same screen, you could add an outline, and then you could add another outline, so you could make it a three-color decal. So we've actually eliminated a lot of duplicate graphics in the site by doing this, but it gives you a lot more control over what you're going to get. So, and then finally, if you need a change, or say you're ordering the decal such as this one, the powered by DA85, and we have these for all the engines, you can click leave comment. Just put your engine size here, so you might have the 100, just anything like that. That tells us that you need us to swap out the number, and that's no problem. There's no additional charge for that. Just type in that box and we'll see the comment, and you'll see it on your shopping cart also when you order. Okay, that pretty much summarizes the new decal tool. So just get in there and play around. You might be able to make something really cool you could not make on the old site. And last thing I wanted to touch on was some of the new products you may or may not have known about. These have been on the site for a little while, but these are really handy in the accessories section. Added a few new things in here. The seal-it pen is really handy to seal up sharp edges, and you get this a lot of times on small graphics, and when they get fuel on them from gas or glow engines, the tips of the vinyl will lift up, and once that happens, it's really too late to do anything about it other than using like glue, which you don't want to get on your plane. But the seal-it pen is actually it's actually acrylic clear coat, and it's in a pen, and you just apply it. You can put it on just the tips, you can put it all around your decal if you want, but that keeps that fuel from lifting up the edge of the decal. So just wanted to make sure you knew about that. That's a really great product. A lot of people use that with success. And we've also added the rapid remover to the site. You can read the description here, but it's basically an all-natural, non-toxic adhesive remover, and it's typically safe on covering, safe on trailers. It really eats away adhesive quick, and it's again, it's non-toxic. So that pretty much sums it up on the new site. If you have any questions, feel free to use the live chat, which you can see right here is the button at the top. And you can also go to the contact page. The contact form is a great way to just ask a quick question or email. And last, there's a phone number you can phone call. So thanks a lot.